In a quiet village, surrounded by fields and dusty roads, there lived an old woman. Her house was small, her clothes were simple, and her life looked ordinary. Yet there was something extraordinary about her. She never complained. Even on the hottest afternoons or the coldest winter mornings, she carried the same gentle smile. People said her presence felt like shade under a tree on a burning day. Whenever someone was troubled, they went to her. One evening, as the sky turned orange and birds flew back to their nests, a young man came to see her. His face was heavy with frustration. "Grandmother," he said, "how can you stay so peaceful? Don't you see how unfair life is? I work hard, but nothing goes my way. People betray, dreams fail, everything feels heavy." The old woman didn't answer immediately. Instead, she picked up a clay bowl and filled it with water. Then she placed a handful of salt into it and stirred. "Drink," she said. The young man took a sip and immediately spat it out. "It's too salty." The old woman nodded. Then she walked outside to a nearby pond and poured another handful of salt into the water. "Now taste this," she said. The young man hesitated, but he cupped some water in his hands and drank. It tasted normal. "It's not salty," he said in surprise. The old woman smiled softly. "The salt is the same," she said. "The difference is the container." She looked at him with eyes that had seen both joy and sorrow. "When I was young, I lost my husband to illness. We had no money for treatment. I cried until my body felt empty. I thought my life had ended." She paused, letting the silence speak. "But then I realized something. My pain was real. But if I let my heart stay small, even a little sorrow would drown me. So I chose to make my heart larger." The young man listened carefully. "Pain is like salt," she said gently. "If your heart is like a cup, every trouble will taste unbearable. But if your heart becomes like a lake, the same pain will not control you." The wind blew softly around them. "I cannot stop storms," she continued. "I cannot control loss, but I can control how wide I make my heart. Every morning I wake up and choose gratitude, even if it is for something small, sunlight on the wall, the sound of birds, or simply another chance to breathe." The young man's eyes slowly softened. "So happiness isn't about having no problems?" he asked quietly. The old woman shook her head. "Happiness is not the absence of pain. It is the strength to carry it without letting it poison your spirit." That night, the young man went home and sat alone. He thought about the salt and the lake. For the first time, he stopped blaming the world and started expanding his heart. Days turned into weeks. He began noticing small blessings. He forgave more, complained less, smiled more. And slowly, the heaviness inside him began to fade. Years later, when others asked him how he stayed so calm in difficult times, he would simply say, "Make your heart bigger than your problems."